All right, a very good evening. Good evening, everybody out there. It is him, Junior. He's still here. It's like, why are you so down? What literally? Why are you angled? Because my God, I don't know. I think I have some nerve damage or something in my legs. You know, um, I don't know. It's like it comes and it goes. It like hurts. I'm one of those guys. I don't like to go to the hospital unless I absolutely have to. Um, things get better. I'm like, okay, it's all right, kind of thing. I know the difference between a pull, a sprain, a fracture. I could kind of, I don't know. I you never heard of this guy David Goggins? Look him up. This guy is like a modern day warrior. And the problem is that I'm not saying I'm him, but I have kind of mentality where I will drive myself into the ground with my workouts, and that's probably what I want to be doing here. Um, an idea like over the past 42 days, I've been to the gym 50 times, but it's not that I've been to the gym 50 times, it's what I do when I'm there. You know what this is, of course, our normal chai spice tea. Try to, I don't have like a pillow or something. This chair is kind of old, it doesn't have much cushion, so I try to like put stuff on it, try to give myself a little bit of God, does that hurt? It's fucked up. It's like can't explain it. It's like like a shooting pain, but feel it like in my on my hamstrings, back. I guess if your thigh, kind of like I had like a worn out meniscus. You know what that is like behind your knee because I used to do tons of lunges. I mean, dude, I told you when I give it all, I give it all. And again, my body is not as strong as my mind. That's for sure. It's I'm not built to be a bodybuilder, that's for sure. But I push myself, nevertheless. You know. So you'll see me moving around, trying to like get some type of comfort, And God, this fucking hurt. It sucks. So I guess I'll just jump right into the narrative. It's like that, yeah, like a warrior's pain, you know, and it's not just this, everything. It's if you try to do pickup and everything like that, you're going to have to deal with not just rejection, really bothered me at all, but the actual of not getting in life. So is life, like you're going to have to deal with a lot of shit. So we had our dinner here, so hold on, hang in there. This is a turkey. One thing, when you're bodybuilding, it's all the damn food that you're eating. It's a lot, excuse me, can be a lot, taxing. It's um, so, it's, say here, don't mind me, I'm just kind of in a lot of pain right now, but I'll try to spit this out. It's very important to remember this, and I say this to myself all the time. I don't get mad over things I can't control. Think about how much power that gives you. Somebody calls you a name and you don't get mad. Somebody cuts you off in traffic. I don't drive, drive anyway. Or okay, well, I'm crossing the street and somebody, like that goes against the light, they could have run me over. Hey, you don't get mad over things you can't control. Think about how much power that gives you. I've seen people in the street yelling, complaining, everything. They haven't mastered this. They don't know. You're talking about something that really separates the higher echelon from everybody down here. The little bitches, that most people are. I hate to say it, but that's what it is. It happens. Oh, got a haircut today. I always tell you to strive, make small improvements in yourself constantly. When I go out, I have a guy, I don't care, I mean, it doesn't do nothing for me, but well, maybe it does. Maybe it gives me a little more confidence and stuff like that. But I'm not really out to appease society. Well, but in a way, I heard about this. You got to be like a very good salesman. Think about that. I remember I talked about in the last episode. If you go back, listen to my real estate, my property analogy. I talk about when, let's say, the woman is the buyer, and looking at the condo almost finished, or the house, the property, you know, the more you invest in it, Now again, I've been losing years. I'm not going to put too much emphasis on, beauty and looks and shit like that, but you know, you got to be. Thing is, those stones were. If somebody is like needs real active moving around, most people get kidney stones, they don't move around. But I was drinking so much of that protein powder, milk. My God, like it was ridiculous. Your kidneys cannot process the pound drinking on a daily basis. Trying to get big, and not getting upset about other things you can't control. These are very powerful things. There's a big difference between, look, man, I told you, like, I was reactive a couple weeks ago, but I'm getting better. I'm getting better, like, just let those people make a fool out of themselves, not you. You're being a pussy. You're not winning by you not reacting. Believe me, I used to think, stand up for yourself and be a man. There's ways to do that without lowering yourself to the level of idiots. Okay? Up here, you win the mind. You win the mind game. That's like chess. It's a game of the mind, right? Well, I know life is not chess, and it's a life is chess, but it is, but it isn't. Um, so you win the game in your mind. So when someone does something that pisses you off, you don't let them win. And you don't let them win by showing them that they got under your skin. And it's so easy. Someone says a name, they call you a name. Would you what? Would you call me? I know the deaf. I call it the deafness. All of a sudden comes in. But you know, I mean, it's just you gotta try, and get better at it. It's something. It takes work because we're so ingrained. Nobody teaches you when you're a kid, how to. It's like they even teach you to act tough, walk around like you're tough, and it's just what kind of nonsense is that? I mean, um, dumb way that society puts you to think that you have to act. And it's weird, like this. I think it's nerve pain or something. I don't know. I never really had. Um, I noticed when I was doing my squats, I was okay, but then on the leg press machine, it's kind of acting up. So it's kind of weird. You think, well, why is it that exercises it kind of aggravates, but then the compression type of squat movement wouldn't. So I don't know. My friend kind of ease up, and I'll go around instead of doing like the leg press legs at all angles that I like to do. I like to do the work. I'm a grinder. I'm a grinder. I will fucking when it comes to bodybuilding and shit, dude, I will grind it out little by little. I told you 50 workouts in 42 days. Um, it's pretty good. By no means, but I I fucking, take it serious. I like the progress. I like the work. I like to pay my dues, grind also. And, it's like what it is, man. It's like the more I invest in myself, the less that I am showing I'm not as needy and desperate. But I'm just trying not to come off like fucking pervert, like that woman said that one time. And all of a sudden, like they kind of look at you like, you're a stranger danger, a threat. Look, people got to put you in a category really, really quick. Now, when dancing and stuff, that's like, it could be kind of a good door opener and stuff like that. That spends so much of his energy, dancing and stuff like that, but you ain't getting none. Look, it depends what your ultimate goals are. Mine, thousands upon thousands of nights going out dancing, walking home, it's sweaty, and frustrated. I call it the Poliaci Syndrome. Tears. You never know. You don't know what that is. Listen to a song by Nolan. Was it Temptations? There's something. It's very important. Poliaci was like the most famous clown in the world. Entertained the whole world, and then he would go to and cry by himself because he didn't meet anybody. So you don't want to be the Poliaci. Um, that's what I was basically without the notoriety and the fame. I was, a little kind of an entertainer kind of thing that nobody really wanted to get to know. They might think they want to get to know you, but they don't. So plus I had issues with those and stuff like that. Over the years when I was younger too. Now I'm older, it's eased up. And I've learned. Look, most I hate to now there's anomalies out there. There's women that are anomalies that don't really fit a certain mold of things. It's very, very odd and weird but most women are kind of generic. They go out with their girlfriends, so they go out with guy friends. They don't go out by themselves, and it's a fucking thing. It's very, very rare that a woman of incredible, like, not with friends, not with girlfriends, guy friends, look, maybe she's an escort or something like that. Then it's an exception. But otherwise, my life, um, far and few between. That's why they're called miracles. They don't happen very often. Um, Most women that have currency, you know, they're busy. They're bombarded by guys. That one goes I tried, and I sent a couple cute text pictures, a couple cute things. Never heard back once. Let it go. I said I tried. I let it go. And I'm gonna say this very nicely, but most of the women on POF, they're just homely for me. They're not. They don't meet my qualifications. I don't. I think maybe one out of 5 months in a while, I just never would see anything that was remotely close to visually of what I would consider um, pictures. The problem with pictures, most people don't. Um, Dimensional, and in two dimensions, you can't see depth. You can't see. So you're looking at me. It's like, oh, okay, this bodybuilder, um, you'd be kind of surprised, that's what it is. Even in HD, that if they're right in front of you, if somebody's right in front of you. So, pictures like, you see some of these women, it's like, you're looking at them like, like, but in person, it's going to be a different story. So what I look for in the pictures are, really something that would blow my mind, so that when I would see it in person, I would be blown away. And none of those women got it. None of those, they just about this is if I can. Um, I hate. Sorry, I'm just adjusting. It's nicely, if I most women, they just don't. They're just not there. They don't. I mean, if they were, they wouldn't be on there. Believe me, like they could go anywhere. They got friends, the high currency women that they can go, wherever they want, meet like, whatever they want. They're just doesn't happen. I remember like maybe a week ago, I saw one walking to the gym. States, I stopped her. I was on the other side of the street. Oh, I'm going to the gym. Fuck, I should have said, "Can I give you my card, or can I call you sometime?" The over aggressive pervert, he's perfectly in the middle, to where it's like you're making your interest known. Remember, too shy is the kiss of death. Too overly aggressive, and you got to be of what I would call kind of normal. Think about it, like, want it 0 degrees, frozen block, and then you don't want it like 150 bucks, the Goldilocks thing. That's how our planet was created. Perfect, not too far away, not too close. When you talk to women, in the middle. And I've had a hard time being in that middle, because I've been zero. I've been mostly close to the zero is what I've been. And then when I've gone over the top, like, it turns into fights and stuff like that, aggressive. So yeah, you don't want that constantly. And it doesn't work every time. It doesn't. Source analogy is right there, right fucking there where I'm warming up. And I wouldn't even look. Feel that, what the fuck, are you out of your mind? You're ignoring it. Hey, I told you, when I'm doing my workouts, I'm dead serious, man. Dead fucking serious. I'm respectful to other gym members, but I am dead fucking serious, dude. Like today, a little bit of forum work, but mostly, and then head go. It's the first time that I've gone up to 85. 85's up, and push. Um, I'm there to work, man. I'm very serious. I take those gains real seriously. I like progress. Damn, you would think, like, just, it'd be so nice if one of those women, like, you like, would say, "Hey, what's your, you like a pro?" And they never do that with you. This was a long time ago too. It might have been 25 years ago. There used to be a gym that I would get this, and she was exactly to my liking. I was like something out of a dream, right? And they have an aerobics room, and I fucking went in there and I helped stretch her out, like we did, and she gave me her number, like nothing ever in my lifetime. I mean, for something like that to happen in a way that it could lead somewhere, kind of thing. I mean, I just look, it's just for me, it was like kind of over for again. I know I'm sounding self defeatist right now. Um, you gotta understand what LA is. Anything decent. Now, I like Latino women. I like everything, but dude, the kind of women I'm looking at, dude, everybody wants to fuck, dude. Everybody wants those, incredible, with the guys and whatever. I guarantee you, they just didn't meet them. Kind of, yeah, I'm just in a way like too late to the party kind of thing. Better to be tried to go to the party. I had a friend is a chess master, one of the most smartest people that I've ever met in my life. Um, Call him DZ. That's what I'll just call him that. Out of respect, I don't like giving um, behind people's backs. It's not, you know. Um, anyway, DZ, man, that guy was no fucking joke. He had the certificate. He's a fucking national life master, chess master. He retired. And he spent his whole youth, and got really good. And he just said, "I wish I would have." I asked him, "Where's the certificate?" He goes, I know where all my certificates are, from anything I achieved because they were so hard. Everything that I ever earned was incredibly took so much time. Most of them anyway. Um, yeah, yeah. So there's this kid. He's like 17 now. He's like rated number 14 in the United States. I remember I played him when he was like 7, and I talked about him before. This Hans kid, yeah, it was like I saw that magic, like when he destroyed me. That was I've been destroyed by many players, but the way that I saw this guy's potential, I said this is going to be fucking dangerous. Like I didn't say if he stays with it. I said this dude is going to be dangerous. Okay, so I wanted to follow his career. I was kind of curious. So now every kid thinks they're going to be the the champion, and this is a far fetched illusion because Magnus Carlsen said if he wasn't world champ by 20, forget it. That kid that's the thing right now. I said, dude, you better be U.S. champ by the time you're 18, 19 latest. So you got a shot at the world championship by the time you're 20. Forget it. It's not going to happen. Now he became like a grandmaster last year, so he's number 14 in the U.S. But that ain't going to cut the mustard, man. If you're 17, he's got about a year, latest 2 years, maybe less than that. He's got to be like already gunning at the U.S. title. If you don't got that, you ain't going to be world champion, man. And I just don't see him getting there. He just look. Bobby Fish was 15 when he was U.S. champ, and that's a different story. At the time you're United team, okay, that makes sense. But this and this dude gave his whole life to it. He put his whole life into it. So you get your hopes up with anything, thinking you're going to get this in life and that in life, and man, There's people that put their whole fucking lives into something. Think they're like, the ultimate. There can only be one world champion at a time, and you're talking difficult to achieve. So think about that in life, man. Yeah, strive to become, but disappointed when you don't, if you don't hit some gigantic builder that can act. Look, there's only one Arnold, like the people that have become this or that. You got to be you, and be happy that at least you give it everything you got and you try. You gave it, humbled myself and said, okay, I'm not saying just, you're going to have to realize, man, that mold yourself after somebody that did something different time. This is not the same time that it was. I feel like I'm kind of like a dinosaur, because I do like the street dancing, popping, locking kind of stuff. People appreciate it like that, but what's that appreciation get you? Nothing, I clap for you for a second, might come up, want to meet you for a second. But the willis, it's all about status, about, like I walked by the dog park after I needed to go to the library to print out some stuff. I got this dog park. It's not, and there was a lot of people in there, and I always look to see if there's any hopping. But there was this dude in there in the middle, good shape. Um, I could tell he's probably on a little something. He had to be. He had to be the way he kind of. He was standing in the middle, and I said to myself, man, this guy is like really well put together. End of the world. Um, he's standing there with his shirt off. I guess he's trying to show off, whatever like that. But my point is that you know it's not the end of the world. If a guy's really, really well put together and power and money, that's the end of the world. Because think about this: your money can buy you property, own a house. Depending on how much that house is worth, it's going to attract certain types of women. And most women that look good, they want that shit. They want to be in the easy life. They want to, they want a luxurious. They want, they don't want to live in squalor. They don't want to be taken care of. That's how the women's sense of entitlement is. Um, and that's how it works. They have currency. Now, a lot of these women, of course, the statistics, they get divorced, and they got enough money, they get their little dog or whatever like that. A guy anymore for everything. It could be a boy toy or something like that. They already got their money. They can live on their own because they took the guy to the cleaners, you know. So if he has money, so that's basically how the game works. But in Southern California, 66% of the time. And anyway, I'm kind of surprised. I look at some of these women anyway, and I can't believe guys with money would choose that. But hey, everybody's got their type. Look, I got my type, and it's like every time I see got other guys, so they got with their girlfriend, so they got their busy. It's a very difficult thing because for me it was kind of over for it began. Never had a shot really in high school. I asked for the prom. This one that I thought she was cute, this girl from Belize, and she said no, she's going with her girlfriends. So, you know, I never got it. I just have never been good with women. I, like I just never got. I never had a good, my did their own thing, and kind of I was raised in the bars, and like that's what I did. I spent my 20s and 30s into my 40s in the bar scene, and it just, between that and the casinos, mostly casinos, I would say. Both casinos and bars and casinos, and just all like went nowhere. I mean, waste of a life, but it was like my life to waste, right? So, but did you have fun? And I said, there was some times, it's kind of fun, but I understand, dude, gambling is a wicked ride, can be a wicked ride. He's flowing, okay, shit can turn on you, and then you get wiped on. There is no worse feeling. Um, and you can be struggling trying to get your quote unquote your money back, which is not yours anymore, it's theirs, and it can be very exhausting and draining. And there's just no consistency. It's not like you're getting paid to be there, and even if you are, that kind of life, you're not eating good, you're not sleeping good, your levels. It gets old, man. It gets old, and it wears you out. And so you're like, what the fuck, man? What? I'd rather invest in the gym. I go to the gym, and you know, I can't. Um, you do the work. It's like you get the reward. Like you, you got something to show for it. Spend. Instead of on a casino and giving them $500. I mean, I can spend $500 on a couple of weeks worth of good quality groceries, good food, supplements. Shit, dude. That stuff is like putting rocket fuel, in your thing, and your body starts looking better, solid, you start looking like you're something when you walk around, like I'm sorry, that's how when you're walking around amongst average people, and you're first class plugician, it's like first people look, like I don't care really what they're looking, but you're like looks like something going on, and remember, it all boils down to being a salesman. What do women? I remember I talked about what they want to buy. They're gonna want the house, the mansion that's complete or just about like almost completed. You're that property. If you want to be that, you want to keep building, on it, and working on it. Shit is worth nothing unless it's on place to they get torn down. Look, I saw a beautiful house that my writing mentor that passed away about 8 months ago had a pool in the back. It's a nice fucking house. They fucking bought that shit for like the developer came in, bought that shit for over 2 million and tore that shit down. 2.5 or whatever. And these dudes are playing real Monopoly, man. They're not fucking around. God damn. House 50 years ago for like 35 grand. He was a good guy, Mr. Shaner. He was a good dad. A little older. He gave me some good advice, at least it stuck with me. But he was a real writer, you know. I'm not a real writer. I mean, real writers, dude, like 6 hours a day. I mean, they ain't fucking around. They're for real. Their whole life is fucking writing. And they get so fucking good, you know. It's so that something eventually hits. Something's gonna come together eventually. There's nothing, you know. These guys fucking got hundreds. I'm not exaggerating. I'm not dozens and dozens and dozens. I mean, I'm a fucking real writer, you know. I ain't no fucking, you know. And I'll be honest with you, I don't know what I am, you know. Like I don't want to be a personal trainer, you know. I like to go after some things and just try to achieve personal accomplishments. That's it, you know. And most of these things don't lead anywhere. They don't. You got a little story to tell, you know, and that's it. You know, it took me a long time to get my bachelor degree, my master's, you know, it took a lot of years. But at least I did it, you know, like where it leads, if it doesn't lead nowhere, it don't lead nowhere, you know. But there's a big difference between a bum on the street, you know, that doesn't sleeps in cardboard, you know. There's a big difference. So remember, like, if you're trying, at least, you know, in my gym, I've seen her. She practices like ballet. Every time I'm in there, she's trying to do ballet. It's like she's not young, you know. It's like, where the fuck is that gonna go? Thing like, just stay in shape. That's all, you know. It's going nowhere. It's like my street dancing. It goes nowhere, but just something that I like to do. You know, I've been around a long time with it, and you know, maybe in the dream is that I would get discovered, you know, because I'm like part of the older generation, and I stayed with it, you know, maybe cast for movie, commercial, or something. For any happens to see you, like ready to go, I mean, there's a chance. If you're not, and then you have what I call the glimmer of hope. The lightning in the bottle is what you're hoping for. At, you know, first class condition with whatever, you know, stuff. Um, that's that. And you might as well be. You might as well be because you only get one go round, and you know what else are you gonna do, man? I used to sit at the bars and as long as I could drink beer or gamble, like, and pass time. I used to just pass time. I mean, is bodybuilding a waste of time? Some people would say, yeah, because, you know, again, the analogy, building a body is not necessarily building a life. It's true. But at least it's not a negative waste of time. So it's like you might as well do something that's destructive that's a waste of time. You know, so that's kind of the takeaway that I would tell you. Just like dancing, just like fucking dancing. It's a waste of time, yeah, but it's not a destructive waste of time. You know, it's and yeah, you know, it's yeah, you know, it's like I can't blame the women for wanting to do that's got, all the shit for, being successful. That's because they don't want to quote unquote hurt your feelings. They don't want to. You got to educate yourself. Come to you. I mean, think about that. When you're, multi millionaire or super famous, come to you, man. I know it's the way it works. The more they ignore you, and then might want to find you the lowest. I mean, that's like you're down there. It's. I hate to say it, but it's point. The game's over. You got to find a way up. You got to find a way up. And I don't care. I think I told you only 2%, less than 2% of the United States hold doctoral degrees. So if you're starting, let's say from zero, right? And you don't know, like if you're a young guy or whatever, you got more time. You got a chance. If you're standing there with your hands up, going, okay, well I want to get the like, what the fuck do I do, right? I 25 or whatever, 20. It's like there's the government kind of jump and say, well, I don't want to do any of that shit. So, well, you know what? I don't know what I want to do. If you say like I don't know what I want to do, go to fucking school, man. Get into a community college. They can give you board of governors grant, like cover your tuition, and grind, and get the associate to do the whole fucking thing, man. Don't worry about how long it takes or anything. If you don't know what you want to do, get every way. Because if you don't know what to do, then you're wasting time. You might as well have the of the population. You could go to law school once you already have your bachelor's, but the whole point is get to that level to on, at least that. Now, so there's ways. I mean, there's ways to fucking with the long, long way. Um, so I guess, like you could do this, you could do that. But the whole idea is do not older you get wasted too much time. Um, and you do not want to be, and that's what I'm afraid of. Where I'm living in this situation is very easy. Never going to become, I'm stuck here kind of thing. That's why I'm working on, the things that I am. Yeah, but I can't speed up time. Like I have to be patient. But when you get older, like 2 years, the knowledge, you know, um, it can be applied very, not methodically, as an example. Like when I got into bodybuilding, like, and I was like, I hit a certain point, really, and is not bad, especially at 5'8". So into it, a couple months ago, I'm almost like 175 right now. It took me a couple months. So last time it took me like, the quickest, it took me like 4 months, to get there. Now I can get under 2 months because I really know what I'm doing now. I have the education. I know. So the point is that you know how to repair it, and that's what it is. You don't make mistakes twice. Before this fucking crap, and government housing, I hate to tell you, you are a slave to it. If you're in this, it's a guaranteed life of poor. It's an illusion because you own nothing, and you will never have. You will never have. It's like being a bum in Beverly Hills. It's not a life. It is not. I've seen how the other half live. Levels, and I don't like it. I don't like being average. I don't like being poor. I want to be able to walk around. They say the $1 million body. And the idea of like $1 million body is something, and it's possible. It's possible, but you are going to work your ass off to get that. Tom guy, he's like huge. Don't matter though. He's an elite machine. The guy holds world records for the number of pull-ups. Like, come on, dude. So you, right? But they got money. There's the financial thing, but you want to be like a good, you want to be like I told you about not being shape. You want to be everything. I know it sounds like a lot, but stop wasting your time watching television and movies, and then you can you can build those three things. And it's going to take time. My bachelor degree, because I had a very difficult time, it took me 3 years. I took my time with my master's. I really didn't rush it through, but I found a program I could handle. Life, that's what it is. You just find shit, calling. It might not be tied to wealth. Like, I'm still trying to figure out, how to get the ball rolling with that. But I will, because that's going to get out of this, out of living in this type of situation. You don't want to be like a bodybuilder, but living in government housing. That ain't a solution. That's not a solution to it. So work toward. Actually, my whatever was going on my leg kind of went away for a little while, so I'm happy about that. So, all right, I will keep posted on everything.